What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Mr. Random here, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone survived the KVK. I know we had a very close battle over here in 995. Unfortunately, I don't really want to talk about that too much because I don't really know the kingdom that well, and it's not fair to share my opinion on that, but it was a close fight nonetheless. But today's video is going to be, how can I sort of word this? A poor man's guide to defending your castle. When I say that, I'm basically, I'd like to call myself a non-spender, but I'm in the category of a very low spender. Quick side note, I am actually recording this on a different phone, so it may sound a little bit different. Let me know what you think about this. If not, I can go back to the other one. I just wanted to experiment with this other phone that I've got. Anyway, so, yes, how much do I spend on Clash of Kings? Not a lot. In the last 6 months, 4 or 5 months maybe, I've probably spent about, I don't know, 40 quid, if that, 40, 50 quid. Obviously my channel makes peanuts, and anything it does make pretty much gets invested into the castle anyway, and again, that's peanuts. So yes, I am a low spender. So when I show you my stats, they are based from a low spender, and by all means, I am far from a big boy, as to say. But I've got some battle reports. The great thing about these reports is obviously, you can actually look in depth to the stats and stuff like that. And it was a lot easier to show you guys and try to teach you and share my experience of the game with you guys. I have played this game for like fucking years now. I don't know, like 4.5 years, something like that, at least. So I've got quite a lot of experience. I'm well connected. I'm just trying to like give you guys a bit of an idea if you're not aware of who I am or what I do. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of friends who are big spenders, and I get to talk about them with stuff and experience stuff with them. So yeah, it just sort of helps me. How do I word this? Helps improve my knowledge of the game, and that's basically it. So there's my excuses over and done with, and my reason as to why my stats need an awful lot of work. But I'm going to show you guys battle reports of a, bless her, she doesn't know I did this, so she's going to fucking hate me, but I use somebody's farm to attack my castle, and the representation of that is basically, that is going to be the big spender, and we're going to use the stats and show you different dragons, different ways to defend your castle, different attributes, dragon graphene stones, and try to show you guys as much information as I can to basically help you out. So, first battle report in. These are my stats on a solo attack. So when somebody solo attacks me, the hero that I have on the wall is Selma, and I also do have the Frost Dragon, Scartha. The reason behind that is because personally I think my stats need an awful lot more work, and I'm more than happy to keep the 20% bonus that hero gives. And my dog is drinking. Do you know what? I made a video earlier and I wasn't happy about it, and she came down and started drinking again, and then she's done this exactly the same time on this. It's almost like she's video bombing me. Whatever. Anyway, so if you hear that slurping in the background, that's unfortunately my dog. Bless her. Anyway, so yes, on my wall I have Selma and I have Scartha. Again, 20% bonus from Scartha that I personally use. My equipment that I use and the evolution level I have on it is basically that. I use a full Archangel set. I try to really focus on having more all-round stats on the hero that I use on my wall if I'm fighting against a stronger kingdom or a stronger opponent, as to say. But there is a hero that I use with an equipment set that I want to share with you guys today. And I've got battle reports, as to say, from that to give you a bit of an idea of what you could potentially get, as to say, or it is possible to get as a non-spender, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. So that's the hero I use. I do have other heroes. My Death Knight is like fucking all over the show at the moment. Don't even ask me what's going on there. I've got a full queen set. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. And I've got an infantry hero. Now, I've discussed this set with a lot of people, and a lot of people were mentioning about it. They spotted it in my videos and said, make a video about it. So I'm going to incorporate this set along with defending your castle. Now, I want to stress very heavily that this particular item, I'm not aware, I have to do a science test personally myself, but that I'm aware of, this does not actually defend you in a rally. for solo attacks, it's a non-rally equipment set, right? So, and it's the guard set, if anyone doesn't know what it is, I'm looking at here. And the guard set itself, obviously, and again, you know, don't just throw this idea out the window before you look at it and go, oh, it's a blue set, it's garbage, right? Just hear me out. I know, obviously, if I could afford it, and when it does rarely come around, you can actually, you know, you can't get this set any other two ways. You can, sorry, I'll rephrase that because that's garbage what I just said then. You can only really gain this set two possible ways. Buy it when it comes out, or claim it from the event, which I'm going to also show you how to do. Now, as you can see here, non-rally defensive attack, and non-rally defensive HP, etc. So I advise using this in the event of being solo attacked. The reason why I personally have set up my hero like this, because let's say, for example, KVK was just happening, truth be told, from personal experience and things that I know, the people we were fighting weren't really that strong. Doesn't mean I was going to sit there and take a rally from them and try and be Billy Big Balls, but as for somebody actually solo hitting me, I was in no fear whatsoever. And the reason behind that is because I was confident in my castle's capabilities. The hero that I mainly used on my wall throughout the whole of KVK, just due to the fact that I was aware of what the enemy stats were like and that nobody was going to solo hit me out of nowhere, was obviously this one here. Now, I have stats showing you where is it? Is it this one? I believe it is. Okay. Let me just check. This is the great thing about the concise battle report, is you can just flick across. Okay, so my first stats with Selma on the wall look a little bit like this. As you can see here, whoops. You know, all right, pretty good. Finally got to 1,000 infantry defense, which took fucking forever, I have to say. It was a bit of a milestone for me. Push that. Next is 1,000 infantry attack, and then I'll work on, you know, maybe siege, because my siege is pretty low. Archer's not great, but I don't really think Archer's, you know, and again, across the board, my defensive damage for cavalry is piss poor. I need to look into that, truth be told. But across the board, I think, you know, it's overall, it's going in the right direction. So those are my stats with a Selma, right, on the wall, level 48. Bear in mind is +2 evolution set of a full Archangel, and those are my stats, right? Nothing else changes. I don't change Dragon. And then if I show you a battle report of, again, solo attack, right, showing you that, fuck off, what is going on here? What did I do there? Complete. Again, this is with the Wasteland Warrior. Again, I get quite a big boost for, you know, infantry hero. I'm aware of that. But because of the added attributes I'll get, because I've evoed, we're going to call it evoed this set up to +8, the actual stats that I get are not too bad. So the way that I was thinking it was a little bit like this. As far as I was concerned, and actually, I mean, defensive damage, 152, 135. Plus, I get an awful lot of boost because I've done the science for KVK. So it's not KVK at the moment. So bearing in mind, I probably had like quite another 80% infantry attack, about 107% infantry defense, about another 20% infantry, 30%, overall health. KVK boosts I had on at the time. So this is not KVK, this is just normal day. You know, I was fairly confident that no one was going to solo hit me. And as you can see here, yes, so the archer stats are not great. The cavalry stats, not really great either. But the main focus was on the infantry. I've got myself up to 500% infantry health. Now, like I said before in the video, I think I said this, a good 70% of the troops in my castle are actually infantry. So if I push my infantry attack up to 1,000, I'm then looking at, with that hero, 1,000 infantry attack, 1,000 infantry defense, and 500 infantry health. And truth be told, that's not too bad. You know, a lot of people would give an arm and a leg for that. A lot of people have got an awful lot more than that. But my castle is not an infantry castle. It's like a bit of a mix and match, as to say. So I just wanted to show you guys, you know, I changed nothing in my stats other than the equipment and the hero that I had on the wall. That actually, the defense of the guard set is actually quite effective. you know. Obviously, the real test is to get someone to slam right into me and see what happens. But, I don't think really anyone's going to do that because I need 5 battle reports of a big spender, and that's 5 marches. And I don't know, maybe I'll just deliberately next KVK go out and piss people off just if they hit me and give you guys a bit more of an in-depth. But, everyone is strong and weak in their own different ways. So it would never really be a fair reflective report. But hopefully by showing you the stats, and what is possible by making this armor, that will basically maybe make you feel a little bit more confident in yourself. Sharp deterrence, again, I don't know if I've discussed this, always beneficial to have on across here. Sharp deterrence, and that'll obviously help you with defensive HP, defensive defense, etc., etc. Now, as the video pushes on, and I've shown you 2 different heroes with the same dragon, I also want to discuss a 3rd dragon. Now, I actually mailed a few people, bigger spenders in the game, couple of months ago. Actually, this video is long overdue. Let me have a little look. Some responded, some didn't. Hey, I'm sure they've got better things to do with the time than talk to me, so I wasn't worried about that in the slightest. But first on the list, no. First on the list, we'll go for the big boy. So obviously I had a very generic thing laid out that I just copied and pasted to a load of people just to try and get their response. Only a few responded, but if you happen to see this video, I do appreciate you responding. Okay, so first one, so I basically said greetings. Question is, if you'd be so kind to answer for a video, which dragon do you prefer defense? Red, blue, Scartha, other, please specify. Thanks. Viva Ferrari's response, answer A. Very straight to the point. Thank you very much. Now, this person, I have no idea how to pronounce their name, but you may recognize the picture. Again, same question, same response. I'll show you the person. Beast. Fucking beast, mate. Absolute monster of a castle, that is. I've seen some battle reports from it. Whoa, I wouldn't want to get solo hit. You can take my infantry hero and shove it right up because it ain't going to do shit if someone like that fucks you up. But anyway, I did ask Gatia Mala as well. Thank you very much. Whoops, wrong person. Appreciate, thank you to her for actually responding quite in depth. But, she sort of spoke about things that I've touched on in the video regarding health. If your health stats are not that high, stick to the Scartha and try and push on your science, the defensive. But then obviously regarding, the red, if your health and other stats are in a really good position, then, go with the red dragon because it will give you that extra 15%, I don't know if anyone else responded. Carol didn't. I mailed Royal, Bandit, RJ, Zhang. No. That's pretty much about it. The rest is just garbage and conversations. So appreciate it to those people who do respond. But that gives you a bit of an idea of bigger castles, the bigger players, the bigger spenders, and their mentality. So by me saying to you, use a red dragon, it's not just me telling you from a non-spender, use a red dragon. It's the big top people, that have proper done the big fucking test when they know what's going on. So I have a lot of faith in them. And that's basically where I get a lot of my information from and other people. I speak to a lot of Batman. I speak to every now and then. Who else do I talk to? I'm in a few groups that I just sort of pick up a bit of information from here and there. I kind of keep myself. People know me as keep myself to myself, but like, if someone pisses me off, I go gunning for them on YouTube. It's funny as fuck. But anyway, we're not going to get into a conversation about that. So anyway, yeah, so that gives you a bit of an idea about the dragon to use. But I also want to show you a battle report for a new dragon. Now, don't dismiss this dragon. Obviously, if you can add attributes to it, dragon souls, the ones I've got on there at the moment are pretty pants, truth be told. They're not as good as the ones I've got on my other dragon, but it's a little bit of a bonus as to say because I was using it. This one's not too bad, all soldier units defense. But the two ones that you mainly want to be looking at is Scorching Response, level 10, which is this one right here, which I've got maxed out, and the Permanent Burning Impact. Now, those two on their own actually offer 25% defensive damage reduction on a non-rally, increased non-rally. You have to bear in mind that specific word, non-rally. and also increased non-rally defensive damage. So, if I show you a battle report of where I hit myself with same Wasteland hero, right, with the same armor, +8, and these are the stats. I murdered like a million of her farm troops. She's gonna fucking kill me. Right, again, not very high attacking stats, but the idea behind this equipment and behind this hero is basically, maybe that I haven't maybe said in the video, I'm gonna say again, is KVK just happened, right? And it was a little bit fucking hectic, and there's so many fucking rallies going on, and I'm searching for targets, etc., etc. Now, I need to make sure that I've got at least 4 active heroes, right? Because somebody opens up 3 rallies, we're trying to zero someone. I'll send first rally Death Knight, second rally Queen of War, third rally Zhao Yun, and then I'm going to start running out of fucking heroes, you know? Because I've got Selma essentially sat on the wall. But by placing Wasteland Warrior hero on the wall, and I'm aware that, you know, my castle is not really out getting solo hit risk, I can actually then free up Selma. Or you can free up one of your other heroes for using in a rally. But again, this is totally up to you guys. This is personally what I do. So, the battle report that I've got here. Now, again, I lose 20% health and defense. Not that one, sorry. Is it this one? Look at the concise. Oh, that was Selma with that dragon. This one here, right, okay. Wasteland Hero with the +8 equipment. Complete report. As you can see, I lost probably about 15-20% infantry health. As you can tell, 20% across the board from not having the Scartha dragon. Also lost a little bit of infantry defense and a little bit of defense. But actually, it pushed my defensive damage taken reduction, right? If I could show you guys, do a Batman, right? Where's my picture? Do. In the gallery. It actually took my defensive damage reduction to 173% and 160%. Again, remember, only a solo attack. Right around here. There you go. So Batman's better than this at me. But I'm fucking garbage, so I don't really do shit like this. So as you can see, by having that hero, having the gold eagle dragon on the wall, that actually increased my defensive. Now, I took a hit from health, but some people may consider that more important, defensive damage and defensive damage, than health or defense, depending on where their stats are. So, that's the most that I can really get unless I start adding on defensive damage boosters and stuff like that from the scrolls and things like that. That is 173%. That's basically the most that I can get out of my castle at the moment. Closer I get to 200%, the better, but, you know, above 180%, the extra 1-3% here and there is very expensive. Costs an awful lot of research stones, very long time. I actually have Loophole going at the moment, and that will give me 1.1% defensive damage, and that would take 114 days. So unless you've got a ton of fucking speeders, which I don't really have, broke. So yeah, that gives you a bit of an idea. So going back to the battle report, this one here. So yeah, again, took a bit of a dip due to the switch of dragons, but it also boosts my defensive damage reduction and my defensive damage. Now, again, this is not for a rally. This is for solo hits. This is to try and make people more confident. You know, obviously, you know, how do I word this? I started a war with fucking 148. I say 148, but like SJU, right? Now, I was aware now that if they set a rally on me, they'd probably do quite a substantial amount of damage. When Jay and that were there, because at the time my castle needed a lot more work and they were big spenders. But when Jay and that left, you know, but I was also, how do I word this? I was also aware that actually if they solo hit me, and they were aware of this as well, that they wouldn't really do a lot. I'd probably win, and then I would rub it in their face in Kingdom Chat like the asshole that I am. So it showed me the, you know, and it basically helped me build my confidence. Now, if I was sat in a kingdom with either Ferrari, for example, you know, and they do say he's the king of one hits, as to say, I personally probably wouldn't run my mouth unless I was a little bit more stronger. You know, do you know what I mean? That's the position. I'm not fucking stupid. I'm aware of, you know, I make sure I'm aware of my surroundings and in my kingdom and what people are capable of. But as far as I'm concerned, you know, you're not going to catch me sitting there taking a rally. If you're a big boy and you're a big spender, I'm not stupid to sit there and take a rally from you. You know, it's like basically, what is it, 8 people versus 1, especially if I've got no reinforcements. And I personally just don't see that as fair. So I always see it as, if you can't solo hit me, don't fucking bother, mate. Don't waste my fucking time as far as I'm concerned. But so hopefully that gives you guys a bit of a, you know, a few more tips, as to say, regarding actually pushing up. Oh, sorry, you wanted to know where the equipment was. Okay, in the event, down here for gathering, this event is currently on at the moment. 2 seconds. Video's going on, just got to have a smoke. Right, so from this event itself, it does come around how many times a month, I've no idea. But you can actually collect the guard set from here and the guard set from here. And then obviously what you do is you synthesize them together. Now, personally speaking, it took me quite a while to get a full blue set because the event doesn't come around that often. Especially, it does come around with the guard set, but sometimes it has the, what is it? It doesn't always have the guard set in it. Is it the health, the mercy set or whatever it is it has in it? Wait, get in. Wait, I can't even get back into it now. Well, that's great. Okay, right. So sometimes it has the guard set, sometimes it has the life set. That's what it was called. And obviously there for your hospital capacity. And I'll probably make a video on that as well and bring it out to you guys. But I always buy the life set, because then what you can actually do is just go through and synthesize it. Now, I'm going to personally now synthesize up to purple, probably. And if I can get any more than that, I will probably boost it higher. But if I show you the difference in synthesizing, this is a +4. 80% success rate to go to +5. Now I've got a +4 set and a +8 set, one on the Holy Shield and one on the Warrior. But the difference in stats, I'm rambling now. I can hear myself rambling, talking shit. +4. Obviously, you need to increase my Hero Shield Warrior. Currently, highest infantry hero I've got, and a +8. And it's these added bonuses here that make the set worthwhile, I personally think, in my opinion. You know, the non-rally defensive attack of all soldiers. You get the boost. I mean, down here, evolution, even either in the set 2, 4, 6, and 8, you get 25.6% defensive attack, 10.2% defensive health, and defensive damage reduction of 5.1%. Now, if I went up to +10, I'd get another 7.7% defensive damage, and that's quite a big jump. You know, when you're talking about percentages on damage reduction and damage itself. So yeah, I hope I have covered the topic of dragons and equipment. Again, just want to state very clearly, if I'm fighting a stronger kingdom, I always appoint Salma, because I personally think that she's the best. I've got level 48 of her, and it's got double, you know, +2 Evo equipment on it. But don't mock this set. You know, it doesn't have to be on this hero. You can put it on this hero if you want. You can put it on this hero if you want. But ideally, you really want a defending hero. You know, I don't really advise you to put it on anything else, as to say. But yeah, share your opinion. Do some science lessons. You know, and just try to make yourself a little bit more confident in attacking, because I think that's what a lot of people's problem is in this game is, you know, they see the stuff on YouTube. You see the Beast in Battle reports. I've seen them. I've seen, you know, seen the reports, seen the videos, you know, of people just fucking people up. And, you know, it does happen. Don't get me wrong. But, and I think it scares a lot of people, you know, and it's understandable. It really is. But if you build the confidence in yourself and build the confidence in your castle, you know, and you can tell yourself in the back of your head, do you know what? If somebody's going to solo hit me, and my stats are going to look like that, you know, chances are, depending on how strong they are, I'll probably defend myself pretty well. I know my infantry would hold off quite well, as to say. And again, I am a non-spender, you know, and people may look at this report and go, those stats are shit. And go, yeah, mate, you're probably right. But from things that are actually achievable in this game, rather than worrying about it and trying to focus on stuff, you know, I see a lot of videos of bigger spenders trying to defend your castle. You know, they're talking a lot about these low-tier troops and stuff like that. Now, that's something that I personally believe in, because if you have a look at my troops for layering and formation, as you can see here, I've got pretty much about 1 million everything, 3 million level 1 troops. But a lot of people tend to get a little bit confused if you don't have at least half decent stats, and then you pump out a load of low-tier troops, you're actually just turning yourself into a huge fucking farm. And it's kind of mixed information. It's not the people who make those videos' fault. So I personally believe they're trying to help out in the best possible way. But it's the people who misinterpret the video in the wrong way and think, well, if I pump out a load of fucking low-tier troops, you know, they're just going to hold in their own and my stats they're not really going to worry. That's not the case, you know. These people have got fucking decent stats, decent defensive damage. So these low-tier troops, you know, that person's T1 troop is probably the equivalent of your T10 or your T12. You know, that's because of the stat difference. So, again, don't get confused with that, but I may do a video about layering and share my experience. But yeah, I'm Mr. Random. Bit of a long video, bit of a rambled on, but I hope maybe that, you know, this sort of shows you, you know, that it's possible, and maybe experience the guard set at a higher level. Again, I know it's only blue and it can be synthesized higher, but that takes time, and all I have is time in this game anyway, so I'm just going to have to work at it. But yeah, Mr. Random, hope you guys enjoy the video, and I will catch you peeps later.